Hi guys. One more lesson that I'm recording today, and that is we're going to look at ratios as fractions and decimals. So last week we spent all of our ratio time either focusing on the three different ways that they can be written or focusing on them as fractions. And I will tell you that I do like writing ratios as fractions best. Sorry, getting a pencil. But there are times where writing them as a decimal or something else is important. So remember, if I'm writing 4 boys to 6 girls, I'm going to go in that order. Okay. Boys to girls, 4 to 6. Okay. And that would be simplified as a 2 to 3 ratio, which could also be written as 2 to 3 or 2 to 3. Okay. But simplifying is important. Okay. Now, there are two main methods to change a fraction to a decimal. We just did this in the last couple weeks, so this should be pretty fresh. One example is if I have 2/5, I can notice that 5 could be a 10 really easy. Okay, so anytime you can go with a 10 or 100 or 1,000, that's times 2. So that would be 4/10, which can be written as that decimal. Okay. And when it works out like that, it's beautiful and easy and really just kind of mental math. Now, it doesn't always work out like that, as we saw a couple weeks ago. Sometimes we get some that look like 3/7. Well, then we just divide. And I know it's not your favorite, but it's not tragically hard. Please remember, divide the numerator, and please write this down because this is the number one way people go wrong, by the denominator. Okay. Make sure it's in that order. Now, 7 can't go into 3. There's my decimal moving straight up. 7 can go into 30 4 times. That's 28. Bring a 0 down. 7 can go into 20 only 2 times. It's 14. 6. And I'm going to bring down one more 0 just so I know if I need to round or not. Now, how many times can 7 go into 60? Well, not exactly, but 8. Okay. And that's 56 and 4. And it could keep going. But remember, I told you just go 3 spaces and that'll give you a good rounding amount. So this is going to be 0.428 if it's to the thousands place, or if they ask you to round to the nearest hundredth. Boom. Okay. And that's review, really. But it's going to be critical for what we're doing today. Now, remember, a ratio when it's a fraction needs to be an improper fraction. If necessary, please do not turn them into mixed numbers, but do go ahead and simplify them. Now, we're going to turn to baseball. Actually, baseball is a fantastic way to learn math. So we're going to do 2 problems. Okay. And the first one is just going to talk about the players in the game. Okay. So in this story, we have 5 pitchers. We have 2 catchers. And we have 12 fielders. Obviously, not all on the field at the same time. Okay, you only need one pitcher at a time, but poor pitchers, they get tired. Okay, and if you add those up, that's a total roster of 19 players. Okay, enough to get the job done. So if I wanted to write a ratio of pitchers to total, how many of my total players are pitchers? Okay, that'd be 5 to 19. So if you're given pieces, you might have to add some things up, subtract some things. That's a good example of that. Now, the next example is one of my favorites because it's a good example of that numbers are only good or bad depending on what we're using them for. So if I told you that this person had a batting average of 350 and they had had 60 at bats, okay? For some of you, that doesn't mean anything, but there's your basic information that we're starting with. Batting average is a ratio. It's hits to at bats. That's how we figure out batting average. Hits to at bats. Okay. Now we know that this person had 60 at bats, but we don't know how many hits they had. We also know that based on this decimal, okay, based on this decimal, 350 out of 1,000 hits for at bats, which simplifies to 7/20. So now I can compare. I'm going to use all the rest of my page for this one. Okay. 7/20 equals how many 60ths? Oh, I see it now. To get from 20 to 60, I'd multiply by 3. And we're always looking for multiple or divisible. Just multiplying and dividing, not adding anything. 20 to 60 times 3. Well, if I multiply that times 3 as well, because we're equal, that would say that this person with a batting average of 350 after 60 at bats had 21 hits. Okay. I can't wait to do some more with you in class and hopefully bring this to life even a little bit better. Proud of you guys. Thank you.